All right, in this video, we are going to cover how to create saved links in your IDX broker dashboard, okay? Now, saved links let me just go and show you something. So we're going to go to designs, and I'm going to go to saved links, and I'm going to go to manage. Saved links are how you can build out community pages, IDX pages, homes by feature, specific listings, that kind of thing, okay? So basically, they look like this. And of course, depending on your settings and how your results page is set up, there might be some differences. But first, you'll have a map if you have the map option on, and then we have our results options, okay? And this is all being fed by your IDX, so it's going to be dynamically created. Every time there's new listings, they'll appear here, and when old listings sell, they'll go away. You don't have to do anything. That's the beautiful thing of saved links, okay? We're also able to add in some content, video, images, SEO, which I'm going to show you in just a second. Now, most people that I know that are using IDX Broker build out all of their community pages and all of their IDX pages using saved links. Mine's a little bit different in that for my real estate business here in Las Vegas, I've built out pages on my own website, and then I use widgets to show the properties. And then I typically use saved links for either my pricing tables or for pay-per-click advertising or somewhere I want to track a link and add some extra registration settings. The reason I do this is because if I ever were to change out my IDX, not that I have any plans to do so, but I did it once and it was such a pain. If I ever did, I wouldn't want to lose the SEO. Now I'm very focused on search engine optimization. So if you're not, this might be different for you. For me, I want my top level domain pages, my main domain pages to rank on the search engines more than I want that subdomain of homes.ballenvegas.com, which is my IDX broker subdomain, because if that ever went away, I wouldn't want to lose all the SEO. That's the primary reason. But, well, that's really the only reason. Otherwise, saved links are much easier. You can do a lot with them. They're clean looking. They load fast, typically from what I've seen and tested. And also, if you have a team version, which I'm going to show you, you can assign agents. So there's a lot of reasons to build saved links versus just widgets on pages. But I've chosen the harder way, widgets on pages, for SEO purposes, so that I don't ever lose that SEO. Not that they necessarily are going to rank better than your saved links, but that's why I chose that direction. But I want to show you how to do both. In fact, I'm tempted to even test a site with just the saved links in one of the markets that I work, just to maybe A/B test them, right, and compare them a little bit. In fact, I might just do that now that I'm saying it out loud. Anyway, so let's go through managing saved links, okay? So you want to set up a saved link, and you're going to showcase a particular neighborhood, okay? So what we're going to do, we're going to go to Saved Links, Create. Now here's your options. Drop this little arrow down. These options are actually being populated from your pages. So if you look here, and I have a different lesson plan on pages. Let me open these pages. See all these pages? These come with your account standard, and then you can build in additional ones. These options are being fed by those pages. So those are what your options are. So you have an advanced search, so you can build a link with advanced MLS fields like homes with pools and gated communities and homes with an attic and horse property and all that good stuff, right? That's advanced. Basic search is just homes for sale by a certain price, I believe by zip codes. There's not a whole lot of features in there. But homes by price, just general, this is going to be a great option for you. Super simple, okay? Listing ID is if you wanted to set up a search for a particular listing ID. Let me give you an example of a reason you might do that. So you've got a real estate team, let's just say like I do, and you've got the team version of IDX Broker, and you have multiple agents on your teams that are taking listings, and you want the leads that come in on those listings to go to that listing agent. And you want it to round robin automatically deliver the leads that go in. I'm going to show you where you assign that agent, but this might be a reason. So that listing That agent takes a listing and you have a listing ID number for it. You can create a saved search around just that listing ID. Then you go run a Facebook ad or your Google AdWords ad or your Bing ad or your Pinterest ad or your Twitter ad or all of your Snapchat ad, your Instagram, wherever you're running that ad, you use this link, this saved link. And then you will be able to assign an agent to get those leads when you do that advertisement, okay, which I'll show you on the when we get to that portion. So you can do that by listing or by address. It'll get there either way, okay? You can build a polygon. Now let me show you this real quick, and we'll come back up here. So let's look at a polygon here. So let's say we're going to build polygon, and we're going to do a standard results page. Click next, okay? Now what you're able to do, and this is only in the platinum version, so you have to have the platinum version of IDX Broker. You're going to click on this little polygon, and you can't just draw it like you could with a pencil, but instead you create these little points. So I'm going to click here, and I'm going to draw down, and I'm going to click there, and I'm going to click there. So I want to get those little turns in there, right? So I want to go to the end of the street. Let me just get those. There we go. So it's pretty close, okay? Now to end your polygon, just click on your first point of where you started, okay? Now you got your polygon. Now you've got some basic field options here, and then you can go into more advanced field. Oh, not on that one, we can't. Okay, so on our polygon, we've got some pretty basic selections here. We can choose minimum price, maximum price, bedrooms, bathrooms, and then we can sort it by newest listings. Okay, so this is your polygon. Now let's go back and do saved links, create. Let's do an advanced search so I can show you the extra fields. We're going to go to next. Okay. So now you can choose, let's say we want to show only houses. So we can scroll down. And your MLS fields are what feeds your IDX brokers. So they're not going to be necessarily the same as mine. But you'll be able to pull in your condos, your townhomes, your single family, your multifamily, duplexes, and whatnot. They just might be in a different position. Okay. And also, where you're going to notice I have tons of fields, and you might look at your IDX broker account and go, I don't have all those fields. That's not fair. The reason I have all those fields is because I pulled them in. And how you do that, there's another lesson plan on this, but go to Pages, go to Advanced Search, and click on Fields. And all you have to do is click on the type you're building. We're building residential, View Settings, and then see all of these on the right-hand side. These are going to be all of the fields that your MLS provides and syndicates to IDX Broker. They feed to IDX Broker. If you don't see it in here, then you just click the little plus sign, and it'll add it over here. And you can choose whether you want to add it to the top or to the bottom, okay? And so the bottom, let's say we want to add it to the top, all I have to do is click this little button here, and you'll see it appeared right here. And then you can drag these around to different positions of where you want them to actually be on that layout. Now, this is important because what will happen is the visitors to your website that do an advanced search, they see these same fields. So you want to keep it clean and have it make sense and have it have some sort of order, okay? And another thing to keep in mind too is you might have some that are blank. And those are tough. If they're a blank field where the person has to type in, it's going to be harder for them to find what they want. Instead, if there's an option here that says list, see, here's what it would look like if it's just blank. But if you change this to list, you'll get all of the options that are in the MLS, and this is what your visitor is going to want to see. So anytime you can, choose that list field. So here's some down here that I don't have. So does that one have list? Yes. Okay. Does that one have list? Yes. Anywhere you can see there's list, once you add these in there, you're going to want to choose to have a list if it has one. Okay. And then, of course, I'm going to get rid of that rent, and you're going to click Save Property Layout once you're done. There's a Save button on the top and a Save on the bottom. Okay, so that's how you're going to get all these advanced fields in there. So we're building this saved link, and we want to pull all houses that are in Las Vegas. Let's say we're going to do all price ranges right now. And we're going to do only homes that are in Summerlin. Okay, that happens to be where I live. So we'll pick that one. And now let's look at what our link looks like. Let's click View Results in the window. So here's your map. It's going to show all the homes depending on how many results. It'll only show on the map how many results are showing here. And you can actually change that as well in your page settings. You can change your default to show 25 listings, 10 listings, 50 listings, 100 listings, and then you'll see more populated there on the map. Okay. I usually choose less listings because I want them clicking through to more pages, which is a positive signal to Google and helps in the search engine rankings to have more clicks and more user interaction. So I'll usually put less here to get them clicking to the next page quicker. But if you instead really like all these to show up on the map, you're going to want to choose more in these results to get more to show up on the map. Okay. So then we go down here. Let's go ahead and save this. We're going to go to next step. And I'm going to save this, and only you see this page title. So, no, I'm sorry. The page title. Now that I'm saying that out loud, I think let's be careful. Let's keep the page title where the users can see it. So we're going to type in, I'm going to do Summerlin, and I'm going to do test only because I need to separate this. Okay. Now watch what happens when I hit tab. Oh, nothing. Okay. Sometimes this here will automatically copy over to here, and I'm not sure why I didn't this time, but sometimes you'll notice that. So here, this URL, this is the slug. So this is the identifying, whatever you put after the slug is what's going to identify this page, and it should be keyword focused. So in my case, I would put Summerlin, and then because I'm using the word test, I'm going to only put this in there so I know how to find this later. Summerlin-test. But you might, if this was Summerlin Homes with Pools, you might put Summerlin Pools. Okay? And I use that little dash. That little dash there is SEO friendly in your URL. Okay? So we're going to put Summerlin, and in my case, I'm going to put test. Okay? Now, in another lesson plan, I talk all about your meta tag description and your meta tag keyword, so you can go view that. But essentially, your meta tag description is what feeds the snippet that appears on Google. When somebody does a search and your page is shown as one of the results, there's a little mini description. This meta tag description is what feeds that snippet. So it's important. And keep it at about 150 words, 160 words. The 155. The meta tag keywords, we don't use this anymore. This was something that was once good for SEO, and it was good for the search engines, and now they don't even look at that anymore. And so we're going to skip the meta tag keywords. And then link setting, you can decide whether or not you want to put this on your link showcase or not. If you want to learn more about the link showcase, head on over to the lesson plan on pages, and I'll talk more about what that link setting is. And then here, this is very important. This is your subheader. So let's say that you are building this saved link with the intention for this to be a community page. So this is going to be all about Summerlin. So you're going to start typing in Summerlin is a master planned community with over 40,000 homes, parks, malls, da-da-da-da-da, okay? So you're going to put in all kinds of content here. Now, here's the reason why I like widget pages better than saved links now that I'm doing this out loud. What's going to happen here is you're going to put in all of this content. Now, let's just say you're studying the Ballen method, you're learning my system, and I've showed you how to research your competition, and you know that you need about 1,000 words on this page probably to rank on the search engines. Quality words, not just words, but quality words. But the average page one ranking page on Google has about 1,000 words for Summerlin. So let's just say you're going to go with that. The bad news is about a saved link is all of that space then, all of that content is going to be above, right here, it's going to be above that map and above the properties. Now that's kind of a negative thing because if they want to get right to the properties, that's a lot of scrolling. Where if I'm building these widgets on my pages, I have the ability to move them around. So I might put 300 words of content and then the widget of properties and then the rest of the content underneath the widget, that type of thing. Okay, does that make sense? All right, so let's just say here's, typically, by the way, community page isn't 1,000 words of content. the community pages are generally only a few hundred, so it's not that big of a deal. But if it's highly, highly competitive, it's a huge community and there's tons of competition, you're going to have more content on that page. Now here's the next really cool thing. What works on this is a WYSIWYG editor. What you see is what you get. So it takes HTML. There's all kinds of things that you can do with this editor, just like you would on a regular WordPress page or post or anywhere else where you have a traditional WYSIWYG editor. If you click here on image, you can actually add an image. Now watch this. Let's click on, let's go over to video, and let's see a video we want to put on this page.
Welcome to Summerlin, the 22,500 acres we like to call home.
Okay, so there's your video. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go over to share, we're going to go over to embed, and we are going to select, we're going to select only to show player controls, and then we're going to take this iframe and we're going to copy this. We're going to go back over to our WYSIWYG editor. Where was I at? Here we are. Click on HTML and paste in that iframe and watch what happens. So your video is now on that community page. Okay, and mine's probably way too large. I just realized for this particular thing. Let me go back and just make it a little bit smaller. Let's go 653 by 380. Let me see. Okay, now next thing that'll work here is, is any links. Shoot, hold on. I want to show you what this looks like in a minute, so I want to get this right. 653 by 380. Okay, now let me just head down to where that text, okay, there we go, right here. Now I can put in, see all homes in Summerlin by price. So now I could actually, I can't use my little plugin that I normally create my pricing table, but I could put a link of homes, Summerlin homes for sale under 200,000. And then I could hover over this, come up here, put a link, and then put a link to the put the URL here of the link that has Summerlin homes under 200,000. So I can get these people clicking instead of reading all that content if they want to start clicking over sooner. Okay. So let me just pretend let me just put a link there so we have something we can pretend with. I just want you to see how the link works. Okay. So anything else you would normally put in your WYSIWYG editor will still work here. Now, agent assignment. So assign an agent to this link. If you have a team version and you have agents on your team and you've set them up in here on your roster, you can use this little drop-down box and choose the agent that you want to assign leads to from this page. So for example, let's just say David on my team is a high-rise specialist. And so any page I build for high-rises, I'm going to have automatically those leads assigned to David instead of round robining or instead of going to one particular case. So if you don't have an inside sales agent or lead or call coordinator, this would be a great way to get specific pages sending to a specific person on the team. Okay, so then we'll go ahead and click Save and Manage Links. Oh, it's going to make me put in a title here. Summerlin Test. Okay, so then all we have to do is find our link here, Summerlin Test. And over here, we have the ability to preview the link. We can edit the search criteria. We can edit preferences. We can duplicate the link, or we can trash it. So let's go ahead and look at it. Preview link. So there you go. There's your video. Here's your link to homes for sale under 200,000. Yeah, that's still not the right size of the video, so you got to play with that. And then here's all the properties. Okay, so you've got you've SEO'd this piece by putting in an SEO title and putting in your meta description and putting in a video, and you've put in additional pricing links, and you've assigned it to a particular agent. Okay, now the next thing you can do is duplicate that link, which is fantastic. All you got to do is come over here, click on duplicate, because let's say we now want Summerlin homes under 300,000. We're going to build a link. So we're going to do Summerlin homes under 300K. It's going to copy what you just did. We're going to create duplicate. And now let's go to Edit Preferences. And from here, you basically have all of the same settings, but you can adjust anything you want. So search criteria, we want to make sure these are Summerlin homes only up to 300,000. Okay, and now we're going to click Update Saved Link. Let's preview it. And now we have only homes under 300,000. Okay, now edit link by hand. You can add certain codes there. Go to Preferences, and you know what's interesting? Hold on, let me see why that WYSIWYG didn't give us the subheader. It didn't give us the. Oh, probably because I'm just previewing the link. I didn't save it. Okay. I didn't save it is why we're not able to see the WYSIWYG. Now, what I want to warn you about here is watch your duplicate content. So let's just say you do this whole page about Summerlin, and it's got 300 words of content. And then you do Summerlin homes under 200, under 300, under 400, under 500. You don't change the WYSIWYG, you're going to have duplicated content on every single one of those pages. That's not ideal. So what I would do instead is keep all of your Summerlin content on that main page, that first link, and then don't use it on your second, third, fourth, fifth. And here's another reason why I like the widget pages, because I could assign a rel equals canonical tag on that page and say, hey, Google, if you look at homes under 200, homes under 300, homes under 400, homes under 500, they all have this duplicate content. I prefer that you rank this first page, and I can assign that tag to it, where this doesn't have that option. You would have to go into your tools and figure all that out. So anyway, then one more thing I want to show you here is, or maybe a couple more things, lead registration. So your lead registration settings for saved links, this is my favorite thing about saved links, is you can add another layer of registration on top of what your global registration settings are. It doesn't override your global registration settings, but it'll add to it. So for example, let's just say, and if you got to go back and look at some of my other lesson plans on these specific features, but let's just say you've left your global registration settings blank, which is what I suggest, and instead you've gone into your pages right here, and you've managed all of your registration settings by page. Now, whatever you apply here to your saved link will be the only registration that applies here. But if instead you go over here to leads, you go over to lead registration, you go over to advanced, and you go to global registration rules, and you apply something here, these will then all default, and then your edit save link will be in addition to, okay? So what you can do here is you can either request registration, which means they can close the little box and continue, or you can force registration, okay? So let me give you an example of this. I have on my page settings, I have forced registration at the photo gallery. So my photo gallery page has a setting that says if they click on a photo, then they have to register. This new link for Summerlin Homes for Sale still would apply. If they click on the photo, they'd still have to register. But I can also now say force registration at 1 page view, or 2 page views, or 3 page views. So I could set it then to say, okay, maybe they don't look at any photos, but I want to make sure if they look at another property that they have to register. Now, the reason I would do this typically is for pay-per-click. More aggressive registration for pay-per-click marketing. So I might keep my general registration for my SEO pages a little soft and force it at the photo gallery, but on my pay-per-click, I'm going to be more aggressive and force them on the first land. And if you want to force them on the first land, it's actually 0, not 1. So if you want to, right when they land on this page, you want to force them to register. If you're running an ad, homes for sale in Summerlin under 300, it's a Google pay-per-click ad. The second they land on this page, you want them to register at 0. But if you want them to be able to go to one other page, then it's going to be 1. Okay? And then also, saved links manage. There's a little thing up here, it's important, it's called validate. And what happens is when your MLS fields change, when the names of your MLS fields change, it actually can break your links. So this little validate option, when you click validate, it'll scroll through your links, and then if there's problems with it, it'll let you know. There's also a little message in your dashboard that'll say, something about the MLS has changed. Please check your fields. So it'll go in there and tell you which ones they are, and they'll turn red, and you'll be able to go check your. So it's important that you do check your, that you validate your links if you ever see that message, or occasionally, because that field, if that field doesn't exist anymore, those links will no longer be functioning, okay? But you can also see if they're functioning by taking this little eyeball, click on the preview link option, there's your link, it's all good. If I want to edit any content, I'm going to go into that subheader and do it up here. You can also customize your wrappers and your CSS styling, different colors, different fonts, different sizes, different templates, but we're going to get into those in another lesson. I'm Lori Ballen in Las Vegas, Ballen Vegas, and the Ballen Method, and that's your lesson plan for today.